Hey everyone, Ben here. Ark Invest is an investment firm which specialises in disruptive and innovative technology. Their founder, Cathie Wood, is widely regarded as one of the original Tesla bulls, as she predicted Tesla's monstrous bull run. So Ark Invest has had a tremendous year, and their ETFs have actually been the best performing ETFs in the entire world. Now, I was talking about Ark Invest many months ago last year, long before many other people in the mainstream media, but it's still good to see that the initial thing that I spotted in Ark Invest has now come to fruition.
Excellent.
So what's next for Ark Invest? Well, they've recently introduced a brand new ETF called the Israel Innovation ETF. So what's so special about Israel? Well, Israel has been called the new Silicon Valley and is the hottest hub of innovative technology. Think of companies like Lemonade. They were born out of Israel, a company which I recommended on this channel many months ago, and now they're up by around 200%, I believe. So in this video, I'm going to dive into the top 5 holdings in Ark's Israel Innovation ETF. We're going to see what makes up this ETF. Are they good companies, bad companies? Are there any potential opportunities for us to invest into individual stocks, the same way we saw Tesla as the number 1 position in many of Ark Invest ETFs? But before we dive into that, if you're new around here, why not consider joining the investing family by hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on. If you do find any value in this video at all, feel free to give it an early thumbs up. That helps out tremendously with the YouTube AI. If you want to know exactly which stocks I'm buying, which stocks I'm selling, in addition to accessing my entire investment portfolio and join a thriving community of fantastic people who are all moving towards a successful point in their lives, then feel free to check out that first link in the description below for the VIP membership group. But with that being said, let's dive in. Okay, so diving into the ETF here, this was recently announced. So Israel Innovation ETF aims to provide targeted exposure to Israeli companies at the forefront of innovation across healthcare, manufacturing, communications, and information technology. So the first thing we can see from that is that this ETF has crossed a wide range of sectors. Okay, so let's dive into these top 5 holdings. So kicking things off at stock number 1 is ENM Computing, ticker EMCO. This makes up 2.46% of Ark's Israel Innovation ETF. So ENM Computing provides cloud information systems and data center technologies in Israel. So all industries which I'm extremely bullish on and fast growing spaces. This is currently trading at 69.9% below the estimate of fair value. That's from a discounted cash flow calculation done by this screening software. Earnings grew by 11.8% over the past year. However, there are quite a few risks with this company. Earnings have declined by 3.5% per year over the past 5 years. Highly volatile share price, so lots of upswings, lots of downswings. Has a high level of debt. Now, that is not something that I usually invest into. And they have an unstable dividend track record. So there's a few positives, there's a few negatives. Let's dive in a little bit further. So this is that discounted cash flow calculation. Currently, it says that it's 69.9% undervalued. So that could mean a potential buying opportunity. This gap here does give what Warren Buffett would call a margin of safety when investing. It's in a growing industry, cloud computing, technology industry, data center industry. Is actually good value compared to the IT industry. So the price to earnings ratio is 26.9. The IT industry average is 27. Bear in mind, this company is on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, so I don't believe it's on the NASDAQ, but you still may be able to invest into it from a variety of different brokers. Future growth forecasted 15.8%. Generally, I see a growth stock as one which is growing at least 15 to 20% per year. So to me, this is a true growth stock, 15% future growth. Return on capital employed, that's pretty high, 16.7%, which is great to see. Generally, at least above 10% to 15% is great to see. What about the balance sheet? Well, the balance sheet is a fortress. We've got more assets than liabilities in the short term and much more assets than liabilities in the long term, which is great to see. This company also pays a dividend, which is quite rare to see for a growth company. So 5.1% current dividend yield, that's incredible. So you're getting 15% growth, you're getting a discounted stock, and it's paying a 5.1% dividend. That's actually fantastic. So Mr. Yoav Weinberg has been the Chief Executive Officer since October 2004. So he's been there for 16 years. So established CEO, which is great to see. Someone who's strong at the helm. He also has a percent of the company, 4.13%, so he has skin in the game. So all in all, this is looking like a fantastic company. It's ticking a lot of my boxes. EMCO, very interesting company, especially if you want growth and a dividend. Okay, so diving into stock number 2 is Nano Dimension, ticker symbol NNDM. I'm sure you guys have heard of this stock. It makes up 1.91% of the Israel Innovation ETF. So this is a company which specializes in 3D printing, but of electronics, which is a vastly growing and important area, we all know. So they have a printing platform for round-the-clock 3D printing of electronic circuitry. So very interesting area company. So this is some of the company's capabilities and use cases. So Internet of Things / Wi-Fi access point here, vertically integrated stacked integrated circuits, low-pass filters, coils. This is all necessary stuff for the up-and-coming technological revolution and continuing growth in the market, especially in the 5G market. So I can imagine this being very special in the 5G market. The only thing I would say with the fact that this being 3D printing is 3D printing is usually done on a small scale, not on a massive scale. So perhaps this company is changing that, or they're making very specific products for specific industries. We can see here research, aerospace, defense, medical, automotive, and industrial. So if you want a niche product, maybe these guys are the people to go to for electronics and 3D printing. Now, the share price for Nano Dimension has been on an absolute tear this past few months. So it was $2 per share in August 2020. Put that in perspective, $2 per share. Now it's up by 600%. So congratulations to those who invested into Nano Dimension. Let's check out the valuation because this looks extremely high. Price to sales. Wow. Now that is one of the highest price to sales I've ever seen. That's a price to sales of 892. That's one of the highest I've ever seen. So you're paying 892 times the company's sales for this company. Now this company must have something great in the pipeline for people to be so bullish on this company. So this company is truly priced for perfection. It's currently unprofitable. So these are burning cash right now in order to fuel this innovation. The revenue's forecasted to decline, as is net income. Analyst consensus, let's check this out. One analyst on this, and he says it's a buy. This is one of those companies, those high risk, high reward tech companies, which can definitely pay off for many people, but also they come with a lot of risk. 3-year compound annual growth rate on the sales is fantastic though. So fast growing, 435% on the sales over the past 3 years. That is incredible growth. Current ratio, the balance sheet is an absolute fortress. Current ratio of 8.1. Generally, I look for a current ratio of at least 2. That means the company has twice as many assets to cover their liabilities in the short term. This is an 8.1, so plenty of cash on hand. That is what you need to look for. If a company is unprofitable, they're investing a lot into research, into growth, then they need to have a strong balance sheet and plenty of cash on hand. And that will mean there's less chance of share dilution for investors like you guys in the future. It's a very interesting company, but yeah, extremely high valuation. So this research platform I'm using for this stock, this is Stockopedia. Great research platform. If you guys want to check it out, I've got an exclusive 25% off discount link in the description below. Feel free to check it out and see if it fits your investing style. Okay, on to stock number 3. We've got InterCure Limited. This makes up 2.41% of the ETF, ticker INCR. So InterCure Limited, this is on the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange also. Nano Dimensions on the NASDAQ, I believe. So this engages in the research, cultivation, production, marketing, and distribution of cannabis products for medical use in Israel and internationally. So this is in the green industry, as I try to call it for the YouTube algorithm. Risk analysis. So earnings have declined by 51.1% over the past 5 years. So another high risk company, a lot of problems, has less than 1 year of cash runway. Highly volatile share price. Shareholders have been diluted in the past year. So there's a lot of risk with this company, like many that Ark Invest do invest into. So future growth predicted at 16.5%. That's pretty good. Generally, yeah, at least 15% is a growth stock. So 16.5% is great to see. Yeah, past performance has been quite terrible for this company, it seems, on the growth side. What else have we got here? Greater short-term assets than liabilities and much greater long-term assets than the company's liabilities. So balance sheet is strong for this company. So the CEO of the company, Alexander here, he owns 34.73% of the company. Now that is fantastic to see. That means he truly does have skin in the game. He's actually increased this recently by 10%. So if he's bullish on the company, he's an insider on the company, and he's bullish on the company, that is a great sign to see. There's also been a few firms who have increased their stakes in this company. So it's one of those, it's in the green arena. So if that starts to be fully legalized across many countries, then this company will definitely benefit from that tailwind. A great one I'm looking at in that industry, more in the US and Canada, is TrueLeave. That's a great one for you guys to potentially check out. And then 20th of Jan, boom, up by 52%. This was probably when Ark opened their Israel Innovation ETF, to be honest. But still, yeah, that's a nice 50% boost there on the share price. Okay, coming in at stock number 4 is GILAT Satellite Networks. This makes up 2.34% of the ETF, ticker GILT. So this is a public company headquartered in Israel that develops and sells VSAT satellite ground stations and related equipment. Its shares are traded in the NASDAQ and the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. So
NASDAQ? That sounds delicious. I'll take 2. Medium rare.
That's great for you guys. Share price here. Again, this was quite low, and then 14th of January, boom, 74% increase. This was probably when Ark opened this ETF and actually invested into this company. Price of sales just 3.25, so actually quite a reasonable valuation, just 3 times the company's tangible book value. So that's actually quite good as well. Not too bad for a growth company. Past few years, though, the company has not been growing that much, 2.3% growth. However, the operating profits have been improving massively, so 38% improvement on the profits. Currently unprofitable here, but it's been profitable in the past, so I'm assuming this is just a short-term glitch for the company, perhaps due to the global issue. So yeah, last year was a bad year for this company, but perhaps this is a turnaround play. Current ratio, 1.67, so yeah, anything over 1.5 is fine for the balance sheet. Dividend yield, so 3.81% dividend. So if you're after a dividend player in the technology space, then this company could be an interesting one. Okay, so finally, stock number 5 is SSYS Limited. This makes up 2.11% of the ETF, ticker SSYS. This is an American-Israeli manufacturer of 3D printing and 3D production systems for office-based rapid prototyping and direct digital manufacturing solutions. So there's another 3D printing company in the 3D printing space, another high risk, high reward industry, which is set to boom. They did have a sort of false start with this industry back in 2018, but this could be the second run for the industry. So $14 per share in November, and now it's up by 239%. So major boost with this company right now, 239% up. Diving into Stockopedia, let's check out these numbers. Price of sales 4.7, not too bad. PE ratio 637, so I guess this company's unprofitable. Yeah, it's unprofitable at the moment. Another high risk, high reward growth company. Last year they had bad sales growth, minus 18% down, bad year for the company. They are forecasted to become profitable in 2021, so that's a good sign for the company, as is earnings per share. Analyst consensus, so real mixed bag with the analysts here. We've got people from Goldman Sachs. We've got people from all over, many different investing firms. 4 hold, 1 buy, 1 strong buy, 2 sell, 1 strong sell. So that really is a mixed opinion on this stock. And I can see why, because the numbers are not that great. The balance sheet's strong. Current ratio 4.44. Like I say, anything over 2 is fantastic. So 4.4 is fine. So yeah, interesting companies. A lot of momentum behind the stock right now. So could be an interesting one for a trade if you're into trading. So yeah, there's a lot of momentum, short-term indicators which are saying the stock is bullish, it's going up. But yeah, interesting company. Okay, so that's Ark Invest Israel Innovation ETF. What are my favorite companies on this list? Well, I like E&M Computing. I think that's a fantastic company. Valuation is looking quite good right now also. Nano Dimension is also a very interesting company, although the valuation is extremely high. With that being said, if you guys found any value in this video at all, please feel free to give this video a big thumbs up. That helps out with the YouTube algorithm. If you're new around here and you still haven't subscribed, feel free to join the investing family by hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on. If you do want to know exactly which stocks I'm buying, which stocks I'm selling in real time and access my entire investment portfolio, then feel free to check out that first link in the description below. You also get to access the thriving community of great investors like yourself, and you also get to talk to me directly about your own investing and your own life decisions. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a tremendous day, and I'll see you in my next video. Invest safe.